Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. Hey, I know it has been a crazy day in the market. My students like to joke around with me and say if they see me sitting outside that they know that it's been a crazy day because I just need to gather my thoughts and get some peace and quiet from the craziness of the markets. Maybe some of you have done the same on a day like today. You just shut your laptop and walk away. But I did want to talk to all of you about what's happening, what it means, and most importantly, what you can do about it. And so one of the things I wanted to show you, and I had shared this with my students today, I wanted to zoom out just a little, and even on a bloodbath day like we saw today, I want to show you how my personal portfolio has performed over the last year, even with today's dynamics. So I took a snapshot of everything to show you, and I went over it with them just so that they can see the difference between somebody that is calm, cool, and collected when the markets get crazy versus someone that just hurriedly just gets rid of everything. And the biggest difference is the reason you're seeing the numbers on the screen is because I have not been afraid to do several things. And this comes with experience. I don't want you to think that you should know this right away, but it does come with experience. But the things that I've learned and to produce a portfolio like this that can withstand a red day like you are seeing is this. So here's the secret. I am not afraid to take profit along the way. That's the biggest piece of what you're seeing now. It is taking profit when my plays were in a really good spot. So that includes Palantir, it includes NVIDIA, definitely includes MSTR and some of those other volatile plays. I was fortunate enough to see opportunities when these stocks were low, and I jumped in. And then as they rose, I was not afraid to go ahead and take profit. And then I wasn't afraid either to leave a little bit of cash waiting in the wings for other opportunities as they come up. The other thing that I haven't been afraid to do over the last year is cut my losses. So if I was having a stock that looked like that it had experienced its height and it was starting to pull back, some of them pretty dramatically, I had stop losses set. I had trailing stop losses that were set, and it would kick me out. And I'm very busy because I am helping my community throughout the day, so I can't babysit every single play. Trailing stop losses have saved me quite a bit. So you can either hedge your position by having covered calls that gain value as a stock pulls back, but oftentimes on some of these more volatile stocks, a covered call won't compensate you enough for a pullback. And so that's where the trailing stop loss comes in. Now, I have several videos on both covered calls and trailing stop losses to help those of you navigate on how to put those on your positions. But you really, if you're not doing that, you have to kind of question why not? Why not put a trailing stop on your position? Now, I know you can get stopped out and then it's frustrating because you then see it take off. Maybe it has a V-shaped recovery. But maybe that's 1 in 10 stocks. The others, you're going to be so happy you got out of before the bottom was in. And so speaking of the bottom being in, I am seeing some great opportunities today, and they may present even better opportunities in the coming days if the market continues to sell off. But like I always tell my students, you have to ask yourself, am I getting a fair price for the stock? That's the main thing that you should be asking yourself. You may not catch it at the very bottom, but is it a fair price and is it a quality company? Well, I've hand selected a few stocks to show you today that even if they were to continue to go lower, if you were to get them at this price, I think a year from now you'd be pretty pleased with yourself. So I thought that would help you, and it might give you a little bit of direction on what to do in a situation like this, what to do on a day like this. The first stock I want to review with you is Google. Now, Google is a strong company. Let me show you some of the dynamics of Google before we look at the technical analysis. So you see right here, they continue to beat their earnings, but most importantly, it's right here. They're a profitable company. So you can see here, the blue bar is the revenue, and this yellow bar right here, this is the earnings. So for most profitable companies, you want to see at least a 25% return. You want to see that they're able to hold on to about 25% or more of the revenue that they bring in. And it looks like Google's definitely there. And there's a lot of opportunity for Google that they will be taking advantage of over the coming years. But this is showing you right now it's a healthy company. So knowing that it's a healthy company, you want to ensure if you're going to buy it or invest in it that you're getting a fair price. Well, that's where we go to the technical analysis to determine, are we getting a fair price for this stock? Well, here's the answer to that. Now, all of you are familiar that have watched me for any length of time that the Bollinger Band is an important indicator I use to determine potential price bottoms and potential price tops. So we're right at the bottom of the Bollinger Band now, in that bottom little corner right here. There's still potentially a little bit room to go, but look at what else is happening. Let me kind of zoom in so you can see this. Do you see here this red line? It's right there at 175. This is a very important metric for a stock, especially really good stock like Google. This is the 200-day moving average. And a lot of investors, they may even share with you, I'll buy a stock when it's at its 200-day moving average. And so what you will more than likely see in the coming days, buyers step in now that we are at that critical point. We're almost there. We're at 176 and that 200-day moving average is really close, 175.93. So close enough. Now, what will happen is if you are to start to establish your position in this company right now, you may not catch the bottom. We could have interesting dynamics that take place over the next several weeks or months that drop it even lower. But again, if you got it at its 200-day moving average, is that a fair price? Well, by most investors' sentiment, yes, that's a fair price. And the reason you wouldn't mind this is you might have to wait a little while longer, and you could also average down if it goes below. But this is going to leave you this entire runway back up. Now, if this is a speculative company that doesn't have a proven business model, you might not have that level of confidence. But you can rest assured over the coming months that Google will find its way back up to the top of its band, and wouldn't you love it to carry it with you? So this is when you know you could either start buying the shares or selling puts at or right below this 200-day moving average, and we're there now. So also, look at this. This is the RSI. When we are at that 30 mark, it's considered to be oversold at that point, and we're almost there. So this is the perfect time to start to consider if you're going to add Google into your portfolio. All the indicators are there saying, buy me, buy me, buy me. Let's look at another very popular Mag 7 stock. This is Amazon. Let's go take a look at the analysis of it to get a better sense of what we're looking at. Amazon is very strong as far as revenue goes, but look, they don't quite keep as much to the bottom line right now as Google was. So this is interesting. You do see growing though, and that's important. When you see earnings growing along with revenue, that shows you that they are figuring out how to put more of the money in the bottom line. So that's good. Plus, they've been doing really good on their earnings, and they have quite a high price target at 266 is the average price target. So now let's go take a look at its technical analysis to see how we're doing. Okay, here again, we are at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. We're not quite to the 200-day, which means there could be more downside with more pressure on this market. But you could more than likely sell a really good put at this level right here at the 200-day moving average around 198, and more than likely pick up premium, and it will more than likely bounce off of this and head back up. But if not, if you're put the shares, again, you're getting them at a fair price. So Amazon is another one that if you always want it, now's the time to consider it. Now let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft is a healthy situation when it comes to revenue and earnings. They continue to beat on their earnings. They have great revenue. They have great earnings. Bottom line, they keep the money, so that's good. They have an incredible price target at 508, so this looks like a pretty good value at this point. Let's look at where it is in its Bollinger Band and its technical analysis. All right, so something's interesting here, and those of you that have been with me for a while, you're going to notice the same thing I notice. You are trading under the 200-day moving average. So that gives you a little bit of pause, a little bit of caution. You can be less concerned with the fact that you're trading under it because of one other thing I see as I zoom out, and that is this is an upward sloping 200-day moving average. It's starting to level out a little bit. It's still sloping upwards. So it is a healthy company. And if you look right here and you try to look at these two candle touches, we're very close to this candle to the far right, hitting really right down here where this candle hit. And that's right there around that 385 level, maybe. You could consider 388. And so what you're looking at, that could be considered a local double bottom where it would maybe potentially bounce back up again. So Microsoft is at a really good spot. Now, if you have a smaller account and you can't afford to sell puts on this stock, you can maybe buy a share knowing that it could potentially head back up here in the near future. So Microsoft's at a very good level. Let's take a look at one more that I know all of you are interested in. And now we're looking at Palantir. Now they recently became GAAP profitable in the last couple of years, and they were included in the S&P 500 recently because of this. So they have very strong revenue, which is good, and they do bring a lot to the bottom line, but there's some opportunity for them to capture more of that. Now this will happen as the company matures. They're still doing things to grow their business, so it would be expected that they wouldn't be as mature and what they're keeping compared to some other major companies in the S&P 500. And so let's go take a look at what the price target is. Right here, it's saying that the price target is right where we are now, so they're seeing this is a fair price for it. Let's look at it on its chart. So we are approaching an important moving average for the stock. It's a 50-day moving average, and it's sitting right there at 85, and we are almost there. So if you were going to sell puts, you have a few options available to you. You could sell the 85 if you're hoping to be put the shares, which you get some great premium right now doing that. Or you could come down to the bottom of the band and shoot for something closer to around 70, 72. If you do go with this one lower, you might want to go a little bit further out so that you can gain a little bit more premium, because it might be hard to get decent premium in the coming week if you go this low. So that gives you a real option. Now, there is still room to the downside here based on a technical standpoint. We just entered this bottom quadrant, and potentially we could head down to the bottom of the band. So if you're going to start establishing your position with Palantir, you may want to save a little money for if we have any more room down. The other thing I wanted to show you as we wrap up is the Fear and Greed Index. So this is an important indicator for me, and it guides me a lot of times on when to buy. Now, we just entered to extreme fear today, so I wouldn't say just go out and spend everything you have available to you. But I tell my students you might want to start nibbling at a few really quality stocks that you've always wanted, and you said, when that drops, I'm going to get it. You're wondering if the time is right. It may be time to at least start establishing your position. And then if it pulls back further, you can double your buy so that your average ends up being lower. I hope you found that helpful and you feel a little bit more prepared to tackle these crazy markets. I'm honored to be here with all of you. Remember, if you were trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. Now, I know I had mentioned that I had some videos that I had made before that kind of helps you on different things like covered calls. My favorite covered call video, I'm going to post that, and that's going to help you a lot. I'm going to post that right here.